Ever feel like starting a business, especially crossing borders, is just, well, wading through fog?
Uh-huh.
You hear these whispers, maybe about places like Dubai, loads of potential, but then, bam, information overload, jargon, the fear of hidden costs. It's enough to make you just stop.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a common feeling. The opportunity seems real, but the path feels almost intentionally confusing sometimes.
Yeah.
People get stuck right at the start, overwhelmed.
Exactly. And that's what we want to slice through today. We're doing a deep dive into a really practical source, the IFZA Free Zone Dubai Complete Company Setup Guide 2025.
Right.
Our mission here is pretty simple. Pull out the absolute must-knows from this guide. We're talking IFZA's costs, the big benefits, and, the actual steps to get set up.
And what's interesting about this guide, I think, is how it frames IFCA around simplicity and efficiency. Kind of goes against the grain of what you expect with international setup.
It really does. So by the end of this, you, our listener, should have a real shortcut to understanding IFZA. It might just be, as the guide suggests, a super flexible and maybe surprisingly affordable way into Dubai. The guide even says IFZA might be your best option in 2025.
High praise.
Let's dig in then. Okay, let's cover the absolute basics first. For anyone hearing IFZA for the first time, what is it exactly?
Okay, so IFZA, it stands for the International Free Zone Authority. And the source paints it as this modern, business-focused free zone. Its location is key, too. It's within Dubai Silicon Oasis.
Ah, Silicon Oasis, tech hub, right.
Exactly. And what makes IFZA stand out, according to the guide, are a few core things. Really flexible licensing, a notably fast setup, mostly digital, apparently very competitive pricing, and yeah, that emphasis on digital processing.
So it's more than just an address. Being in Silicon Oasis probably helps with that digital-first feel. It sounds less, I don't know, bureaucratic. But why are those things, flexibility, speed, cost, why are they so critical now?
Well, that's a great question. Because they tackle the biggest headaches in going global, right? Flexible licensing means, you can tweak your business model without drowning in paperwork. Super important when things change fast. Speed means you jump on opportunities now, not in 6 months when the paperwork clears. And affordability, especially with digital setup, just lowers that barrier, makes a place like Dubai feel, well, reachable for more businesses.
That really clicks. Yeah, anyone wanting to go global without the usual red tape would value that. Okay, so we know what it is, where it is. Brings us to the big question. What's the damage? What does it actually cost?
Right, the cost. The source zeroes in on an IFZA zero visa package. It starts from AED 12,900.
12.9.
And this package is interesting because it lets you set up the company without needing resident visas right away.
Yeah.
Perfect if you're running things remotely, maybe digital first.
That is a huge point for remote founders. And okay, here's something else the source mentions that caught my eye. Multiple activities under one license. That feels like a big deal for a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, that's a really good point to connect. If you look at the big picture, combining activities under one license plus that starting price, it offers amazing flexibility and cost savings.
Right.
Think about it. Maybe you consult, but you also sell digital products. Or you run an e-commerce store, but want to add some related services. Normally, that could mean multiple expensive licenses.
Yeah.
Here, nope. One license covers it, lets businesses branch out or pivot much more easily without these big extra costs hitting them. That's massive for startups or, any growing business needing to be agile.
You mentioned combining activities, which kind of leads nicely into the actual types of licenses IFZA offers. What sort of businesses are we talking about here?
The guide lays out quite a range, actually. You've got professional licenses, then consulting services, then commercial trading, obviously, e-commerce specifically, general trading, which is broader, and even a holding company license if you're focused on investments.
Okay, so pretty broad.
Yeah, it really shows IFCA is trying to be adaptable. It tells you they're set up for all sorts, service businesses, product businesses, even just asset management. Helps future-proof things a bit, allows for growth within that structure.
So beyond the flexibility and the cost we talked about, what are the really big wins? The core benefits the guide highlights for choosing IFCA.
Okay, yeah, several standouts. First, and this is massive for international founders.
Yeah.
100% foreign ownership.
Huge.
Absolutely. You keep full control, no need for a local Emirati partner, which historically, was a big hurdle in the UAE and elsewhere.
Definitely.
Then you get a proper Dubai address. Also, no NOC required. That's the no objection certificate from like a previous sponsor or employer. Cuts out a layer of hassle right there.
Streamlines things nicely. What else?
And of course, that fast digital process we mentioned for getting registered quickly, plus convenient co-working space options if you need a physical spot sometimes,
Oh.
and various visa packages for you or your staff if you do decide to bring people over.
Right. So options for visas are there if needed.
Exactly. And the guide mentions IFZA gives you a kind of good standing that really helps with UAE bank account opening. That can be tricky sometimes, so facilitation is good.
The infamous bank account opening.
Precisely. And maybe the kicker for many, the potential to qualify as a QFZP.
QFZP.
Yeah, qualifying free zone person. If you tick all the boxes, meet the conditions, it can mean 0% corporate tax on your qualifying income.
Wow. Okay, 0% corporate tax potential. That's a powerful list. 100% ownership, zero tax possibility, easier setup. Sounds amazing, but like anything, there must be some nuances, some watch-outs, the source mentions.
Yep, absolutely. Transparency is good. While the initial setup cost is attractive, the guide does point out a couple things for the long run. One, renewal costs are a bit higher than that first setup fee. Not necessarily a deal breaker, but you need to budget for it.
Okay, noted. Renewal bump. What else?
Second, there's limited physical space if you're planning on having a really large team on site. So, if you need a huge office, a big manufacturing floor, IFZA might not be the main physical base for that part.
Got it. So it leans more towards those agile, maybe remote first or smaller footprint teams then? And what about that bank account thing again? You said it helps, but...
Exactly. Perfect for that modern, lean setup.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, the bank account. Crucial point. The guide stresses that while IFZA helps, getting the account approved still depends a lot on your specific business, how clear your activity is, your documents, all that.
So it's not automatic.
Not automatic.
Well.
And because of that, the source strongly advises using a consultant to help navigate the bank application. Seriously, they emphasize this. Local know-how can really smooth that process. It's not just a throwaway tip.
Okay, that makes sense. So pulling all this together, the costs, benefits, the watch-outs, who is IFCA really ideal for? Who's the target audience according to this guide?
The source is pretty clear on this. It specifically calls out freelancers, coaches, and consultants, e-commerce brands, global founders working remotely, and also digital nomads who need that legitimate Dubai base, that address.
Right, a very specific profile.
Yeah, it feels like IFZA has really tailored its offering, the benefits, the processes, to hit the nail on the head for those kinds of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
It's creating an environment that supports that digital-first, globally mobile way of working.
So wrapping this up for you, our listener, this deep dive into the IFCA Free Zone Dubai Complete Company Setup Guide 2025 really shows IFZA offering, well, a compelling package. It's this mix of Dubai's credibility on the world stage, genuine digital ease, and pricing that feels accessible, especially for startups.
It really comes back to those basics, doesn't it? International Free Zone Authority in Dubai Silicon Oasis, built around flexible licenses, speed, good pricing, and digital-first processes.
And let's quickly hit those stand-up benefits again. That crucial 100% foreign ownership, the fast digital setup, and that potential path to 0% corporate tax as a QFZP if you qualify.
Right, but also keeping in mind those points from the guide. The slightly higher renewal costs, the limited physical space for very large teams, and the strong recommendation to use a consultant for the bank account opening. Can't stress that enough.
Definitely. And the target audience is clear. Freelancers, coaches, consultants, e-commerce, remote founders, digital nomads needing that Dubai presence.
Exactly. It feels very focused on that modern business model.
And the final takeaway from the source seems pretty direct. If you're genuinely looking to set up a UAE company and you want to avoid excessive paperwork and, frankly, inflated fees, then IFZA is seriously worth putting on your consideration list.
Absolutely. Which leads us to a final thought for you to ponder.
Yeah.
When a major global hub like Dubai makes establishing an international presence this straightforward, what new horizons, what new entrepreneurial possibilities does that actually open up for you?